Tiffany Henyard wanted the Board of Trustees to approve some events that she wants the township to pay for, but none of the trustees showed up for.
Following the death of longtime overseer Frank Sy, Dalton's financial landscape took a sharp turn for the worse. In 2022, Tiffany Henyard was elected as the town's youngest and first female mayor. In addition to her mayoral duties, she also assumed the position of Thornton Township supervisor. However, it wasn't long before her leadership began to unravel. A January investigation by the Government Oversight Investigations Journal, GOI, revealed troubling patterns of financial mismanagement under Henyard's administration. Within just 5 months of 2023, Henyard and her team had charged over $71,000 to township credit cards for out-of-town vacations. Allegations surfaced that she had misused public funds for personal expenses, including payments for her hairstylist, lavish vacations, and personal security. Her trips to destinations like New York, Atlanta, and Portland were funded by taxpayers, with one particularly extravagant trip to Austin, Texas, costing the public an additional $33,900. Records showed that she had spent $169 at the Fairmont Aon Hotel and a staggering $222,000 in public funds on a 5-day trip, which included expensive meals. $389 all for steaks at Roots, $43 all at Walgreens, and at $53 all at Ryder's Apparel. Additional credit card transactions revealed $247 in charges from Amazon, Walmart, and Target. Despite mounting evidence, Henyard continued to defend her spending, insisting that it was justified. However, she struggled to explain the $5,997 payment for a public photographer, $74,000 in undisclosed expenses and numerous personal purchases. The community, left in disbelief, began to question not only her financial decisions, but also her leadership abilities and values. It became increasingly clear that Henyard was living a lavish lifestyle, funded by taxpayer money, deepening concerns over the financial crisis she was creating for Dalton. As controversy surrounding her spending grew, Henyard's behavior became increasingly erratic. Rumors circulated that she had gone into hiding to escape scrutiny, while others believed she was doubling down, refusing to take responsibility for her actions. Local figure Jason House, who has been outspoken about the scandal, argued that Henyard's leadership was pushing Dalton toward financial ruin. "She raised our taxes and still took us on lavish vacations," House said. "If you claim to have good business sense, you should take a serious look at the budget again. You work for the government, and you're here to serve us, not to indulge yourself." Henyard's leadership has also negatively impacted local businesses. Lawrence Gardner, owner of a trucking company, has been out of operation since January 2023 after being accused of selling alcohol without a license, a charge he denies. Gardner believes the accusations were politically motivated, and a judge ultimately dismissed the case. He also revealed that several business owners, including himself, were pressured to donate $3,500 to the village shortly after Henyard took office, further fueling allegations of corruption. As more people distance themselves from Henyard's administration, Dalton's local businesses continue to suffer. Concerns have only grown due to her increasingly unpredictable decision-making, which has even left her closest allies worried. Despite growing public outrage, she has shown little willingness to take responsibility for her actions. Residents, frustrated by her lack of accountability, voiced their dissatisfaction during a recent Take Our Township Back event, demanding her resignation and a full investigation into her expenditures. The march was a strong statement against what many see as blatant financial mismanagement and a lack of transparency. Henyard's attempts to consolidate power by making herself the sole authority over expense approvals have only fueled public anger. She continues to insist that she has documentation proving her actions were legitimate, but even her most loyal supporters find it difficult to believe. Her refusal to acknowledge her mistakes has only further alienated both the public and those who once stood by her. As the investigation intensifies, pressure continues to mount, and Henyard's grip on power weakens. Local residents are demanding a full review of Dalton's budget and calling for greater accountability in government spending. Many now question whether she can withstand the scrutiny or if her political career will collapse under the weight of these revelations. The drama surrounding Henyard's leadership is far from over, and it appears her actions will not go unpunished. The people of Dalton are fed up, and the public outcry is growing louder. With her extravagant lifestyle fully exposed and her administration in disarray, Henyard faces a crisis that could mark the end of her political career. The situation is spiraling out of control, and her reckless spending and refusal to take responsibility have pushed Dalton to its breaking point. Residents are demanding change, and it remains to be seen whether Henyard can salvage her reputation, or if this is the final chapter of her time in power.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard is cooperating with her opponents, and the mayor has now been stripped of at least some power in the form of access to.
Although the specific allegations against Tiffany Henyard are not entirely new, each new charge she faces only fuels public mistrust in her leadership, deepening skepticism about her integrity. One thing remains clear. Despite mounting criticism, Henyard appears to have little understanding of accountability. Rather than taking responsibility for her actions and owning up to her mistakes, her continued recklessness and disregard for her position have only further damaged her already tarnished reputation. In March 2024, after being accused of embezzling $70,000 in public funds for lavish travel, the Dalton Board officially launched an investigation into Henyard's activities. The inquiry included a detailed review of the village's financial records, with the FBI stepping in to provide further oversight. During a board meeting, Henyard dismissed the investigation as a personal attack, accusing the Dalton Board of being a PUQ boys' club, and claiming that the scrutiny was part of a biased narrative meant to hinder her progress out of spite. It's regrettable that people attend these meetings and only provide one side of the story without hearing both sides of the issue, Henyard remarked during the meeting. As you can see, our village and community are being targeted. While Henyard acknowledged a $2 million deficit in Village Hall, other board members later revealed that the actual deficit was far greater than what she had claimed. This was just one of many missteps that had made Henyard's leadership increasingly controversial. Beyond financial mismanagement, Henyard has also been accused of using her authority to punish and silence her opponents. Former trustee Edward Steve criticized her for deflecting blame rather than taking responsibility for the crisis she had created. Matters escalated further when a former assistant came forward with allegations of predatory behavior within Henyard's administration. It was revealed that a board trustee had allegedly harassed the assistant, but Henyard dismissed the claims, arguing that publicizing the incident could ruin her career. Former village trustee Valor Stubbs alleged that Henyard had deliberately aligned herself with the police department to ensure that any accusations against her would be ignored. Stubbs even claimed that Henyard had sent hitmen to target and shoot 2 of her renters' automobiles and had used police officers to intimidate residents who opposed her. As federal scrutiny intensified, Henyard found herself under increasing pressure from all sides. Her promises of support proved hollow, and she was soon placed on unpaid medical leave, as many of her closest allies abandoned her. One of her former assistants, Carvin Carlisle, has since stepped forward as a whistleblower, publicly denouncing her actions. Today, I'm speaking out against Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton and the supervisor of Thornton Township, who, I believe, has acted unethically and predatorily during her tenure, Carlisle stated.
Behind her raising our taxes. And you said that you have good business skills. Then you should take a look at the budget again.
You are a public servant. You serve us.
Jason felt the need and announced his candidacy for the upcoming selection of Dalton's mayor in 2025.
Today, I'm here to proudly announce my candidacy for mayor of Dalton.
According to Carlisle, Henyard used her position to manipulate residents, merchants, and staff over a period of 2 years, all while presenting an illusion of prosperity funded by hardworking taxpayers. Carlisle believes many others have been deceived, fired, or coerced by Henyard, but have yet to come forward. I trusted the administration, so I'm speaking up now for myself and others who have been impacted by what I believe to be Henyard's abusive leadership, Carlisle added. Carlisle's commitment to justice and transparency drove her to become a whistleblower, urging the public to demand accountability from local leadership. It's time for us to unite and bring those who abuse their authority to justice, she declared. In response to Carlisle's accusations, Henyard ridiculed her newfound confidence, even joking. I think I'm going to give you a new nickname, Lion. Despite the gravity of the allegations, Henyard remained defiant, dismissing Carlisle's claims and telling her, I'm tired of everyone in here. There's always a show with her. However, Henyard's refusal to address the growing body of evidence only added fuel to the fire. Her increasingly erratic behavior has made her the very embodiment of the corruption she once denounced. Now, she stands at the center of a scandal that intensifies with each passing day. As the investigation into Henyard's activities gains momentum, tensions continue to rise. She has attempted to deflect blame, criticizing Carlisle for not speaking out sooner. "You should have made the same effort a year ago instead of staying silent," Henyard asserted, attempting to shift the focus back onto the whistleblower. Despite the mounting evidence against her, Henyard continues to maintain her innocence, even as the number of victims and whistleblowers continues to grow. One thing is certain: the controversy surrounding her leadership is far from over. Even though she can no longer ignore the increasing public outcry, Henyard has yet to face real consequences for her actions. As the investigation unfolds, pressure continues to build, and her once unquestioned authority has been severely weakened. Dalton. Residents are demanding accountability, and the situation has reached a boiling point. The ongoing inquiry into her leadership leaves many wondering: is this the end of Tiffany Henyard's political career, or will she manage to survive yet another scandal? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear: the people of Dalton are no longer willing to turn a blind eye. Stay tuned for more coverage on this developing story. Will Tiffany Henyard finally face the consequences of her actions, or will she continue to evade accountability? The drama is far from over, and the fight for transparency and justice is just beginning.